Hi, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wide world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Hey, this is EAJ Man from Autopsy Live and the Skype Pirates. When I want to make it look like I don't give a shit about sports, I tune into Sports World Radio with Jeff Escow.
Jeff
Doing my time. Doing my time. Got myself a problem.
from San Diego. It's Sports World Radio. You've never heard a sports show like this. Oh, no, you haven't.
Oh, blow me.
You got it.
Holy fucking shit.
What in the hell is your major malfunction?
Can't believe that goddamn son of a bitch did that fucking crap.
Don't give me any of your shit.
Right?
Yeah, that's right. Those are your hosts, Jeff Ascow and Sean Mann. Remember, those who can't play sports, talk about it. These two tell it like it is. Tune into Sports World Radio for the fastest hour of sports of your life. So here they are, the douchebags of sports themselves, Jeff Ascow and Sean Mann.
Hey, welcome to Sports World Radio. I am your host, Jeff Escow. How's everybody doing today? Boy, do we have a jam-packed show for you guys today. Unstinking believable. Lots and lots to get to. We're going to have a lot of fun. Let's get all the particulars out of the way. Excuse me. Let's get all the particulars out of the way, and then I will tell you our guest that's coming on the show for today. You're listening to us each and every Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. on the East, 3 p.m. on the West, and if you live in the Central.
If you live in the Central, figure it out.
That's right. Each and every Monday through Friday, don't ever forget it, Sports World Radio. There's several ways to get in touch with us here at Sports World Radio. The easiest way, I believe, is to come on over and hang out in our chat room at Spreaker, Spreaker.com, Spreaker, Spreaker.com. Come on over, hang out in our chat room. You can ask us all sorts of questions, disagree with us, agree with us, whatever you want. It doesn't matter. And I know for a fact that there's tons and tons of people hanging out in the chat room, listening to us live, and not chatting. Shame on you. For shame on you. You should be chatting with us. If you're in the chat room, at least you can do is say hello, for Jiminy Cricket's sakes. Because I check the stats, I know. There's tons of people hanging out in the chat room, but none of you are chatting. You're just listening to this show here. I hope you're enjoying it. So that's the best way to get in touch with us. Head on over to our chat room, sign up for Spreaker, get yourself a free account, type in Sports World Radio, click on the bubble all the way on the bottom right when the show shows up at the bottom of your screen, and you'll be in the chat room. Facebook.com/Sports World Radio, Facebook.com/Sports World Radio. Like our Facebook page, ask us a question on Facebook. Twitter.com/Sports World Radio. Twitter.com/Sports World Radio is another way you can follow us and hang out with us and ask us questions. SWRshow@gmail.com. SWRshow@gmail.com is the other way. And, of course, if you have Skype, you can Skype us at Sports World Radio Show. Sports World Radio Show on Skype. And finally, 619-663-3715. 619-663-3715 is the number to get in touch with us here at Sports World Radio. Those are the many ways to get in touch with us here at Sports World Radio. We got a contest going on. We're looking for a new intro. Head on over to send your intros to introcontest@sportsworldradio.com. 60 seconds long, no curse words. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann must be in there. 60 seconds long, no curse words. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann. Send it to introcontest@sportsworldradio. Finally, don't forget to sign up for our sports shorts. That's right, kids. You want to hear what we talk about during the commercial breaks? You want to hear about what Sean and I talk about before we come on the air? What we talk about during the commercial breaks? Whoever's on the line with us during the commercial breaks? Sometimes I do a rant. Sometimes there's an argument going on between 3 people, 4 people. It's a lot of fun during the commercial breaks. You want to hear those conversations? Well, guess what? Now you can. I say you head on over to swrsportshorts.com/SWR Shorts. That's swrsportshorts.com/SWR Shorts and sign up today and listen to all the conversations that me and the guys have during the commercial breaks. With all that being said, what do you say? Hey, we bring in that co-host of ours, Sean, man, the update man. What's going on there, you rat bastard?
I'm doing good, Jeff, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Sports World Radio on this Tuesday, September 1st, 2015. It's 6:08 p.m. on the East Coast, which makes it 3:08 p.m. on the West. Weather right now is about probably like 67, 69 degrees because it's been a little bit cooler. So got cool weather, and I'm kind of enjoying it. Doing okay. How are you, Jeff, and how's the weather out there?
Well, you notice I don't have the air conditioner on today, do you?
No, I notice you don't.
So guess what does that mean?
What?
Not that bad out here today. It's sunny San Diego, so it's not that bad out there. Hey, look, our buddy Hoyle Longview. I like that name. I really like that pen name, Hoyle Longview. That's a great pen name, man. You know what? I hope he's not listening with his. Hey, before I say it, Nash, you're not listening with your kids right now, right? It's going good, Kyle. How are you doing, buddy? So yeah, we're gonna have some fun today. I just want to let everybody know we have a big announcement coming on tomorrow's show. Okay, big announcement on tomorrow's show, right after our interview tomorrow. Speaking of interviews, on today's show, we got Roy Cummings of the Tampa Bay Tribune talking Tampa Bay Bucks football. Get your questions ready for Roy Cummings coming up at the bottom of this hour. Going to be a lot of fun with that. Okay, cool. Hoyle Longview. That's a great porn star name. Great porn star name, man. I love that. I think that's a fantastic porn star name. I might either use that one or Buck Naked. One of the two. Great porn star name. So we're going to have some fun with Roy coming in at the bottom of the hour talking Tampa Bay Buccaneers football. On tomorrow's show, we have Patriots football. We're going to be talking tomorrow with Kevin Duffy of Mass Live. And then after that interview is over, we have an announcement coming on tomorrow. You guys are going to love this announcement. It's freaking been in the works for the last, 4 or 5 days. It's going to be a lot of fun, so get ready for that. And Thursday, we got a Carolina Panthers writer coming on Thursday. And on Friday, we got I think it's a Colts writer coming in on Friday. So we're going to have a lot of fun this week. Get ready. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, Mr. Sean, throw the first topic of the day at me, brother.
All right, before we get into that, here's what Ryan's Dick a-Blazing said. He said, and he just lives in you live in his mind.
I do, don't I? Hey, okay, you know something? Before you say that, because I know Kyle and I know Hoyle. His pen name is for somebody else, but I'm not going to say that. Or actually, I already did. Kyle and Nash. This guy, Ryan Blazing, was a radio host or somebody in Chicago, okay, who I got fired. I got him fired from his job, okay? On this show, I talked about him they'd be so bad at it, they fired him. I got him fired from his job for talking bad about him on this show. So now he's so pissed off at me, he listens to this show he's Josh's old program director. Thank you, Josh. He's Josh's old program director, and I got him fired from his position at the Chicago radio station. Okay? So he's so pissed off at me, he listens to this show 2 hours every single day and then writes an article and sends it to, and bashes us in the article and sends it to Josh, tweets about us, how bad we are, and all that stuff. I am living inside this guy's head for free. It is beautiful. This guy cannot not listen to this show, okay? I'm living inside his head 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Hey, Ryan, the only time I ever think about you is when these two schmucks bring you up. Otherwise, I don't think about you at all. I know I'm living inside your brain 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I know you got Sports World Radio-itis. So sorry, suck this.
Well, Ryan's Dick Blazing at 13 minutes after the hour, ladies and gentlemen. He came out and said that Sports World Radio is a garbage radio show at its finest. Mr. Dick Blazing said that Jeff Eskow got the charisma of drywall and he would suck in the Big Brother house.
See?
Mr. Dick Blazing said that Frank Sprankle is annoying. Mr. Dick Blazing said that me should go back to a broadcasting school. And Mr. Dick Blazing said that Jeff Eskow would lose a debate to Skip Bayless in the first round. Period.
You see what I mean? You see what I mean? In order to know that I want to go on the Big, in order to know that I want to go on the Big Brother, he has to listen to the show to find out. He says things that we only say on the show, so he's listening to the show. Hey, Ryan, thank you for letting me live inside of your head 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, rent-free. I love it.
Ryan's Dick Blazing said that Josh Lopez is a joke of a producer.
Yeah, that's why you're the one who got fired, right?
Yep.
That's why he's the one that got fired, and Josh has still got a wrestling show. Okie dokie. Cheers.
Yeah, we're living in his head, and he just can't get over it.
He can't, man. He can't stop himself. And you want to know something, Mr. Ryan? I hope you're here for tomorrow's show. Because at tomorrow's show, after we do our interview, we got a big surprise for you that's going to even piss you off even more, bitch. How about that? The thing that we're going to tell everybody tomorrow is going to piss Ryan off so much, it's going to be beautiful.
Josh goes, Mr. Ryan's Dick Blazing said that Josh Lopez is the worst broadcaster in Chicago, and Ryan's Dick Blazing said that Jeff Eskow's interviews are so boring.
Whatever. Well, wait. You know what? You think Ryan's mad now? Wait till he hears the surprise on the show tomorrow. He's going to be even more pissed off. Makes me even happier that we're doing it. You know that? Makes me even happier that we're doing what we're doing tomorrow. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. I hope you're going to be, Ryan, I hope you're going to be listening tomorrow, because tomorrow's show is going to piss you off the most. I'll tell you what, Ryan, I can guarantee on tomorrow's show, you will be pissed off the most that you've ever been at us. I guarantee it.
Shabbat goes, soon he'll be living in a van down by the river, as Chris Farley used to say. That's right, on Saturday Night Live there, Shabbat.
That's right. He's just mad that I got a radio show, and the only way that he can be heard is by sending emails to Josh, and we talk about him on this radio show. That's the only way he gets talked about. Otherwise, he will never, ever get talked about. One of these days, I'm going to tell these guys, we're going to have a Ryan-free week, and we're not going to mention you at all. I'm going to see how you like that, bitch. Now, let's get on to some real sports, will you?
All right. In the Deflategate ruling, there was no ruling in the Deflategate case on Tuesday, which has been just a tiring situation. However, late in the afternoon, the federal judge hearing said the case said he, quote, anticipates issuing his decision by the end of the week. That was similar to what U.S. District Court Judge Richard M. Berman said Monday, that the ruling would, quote, hopefully come maybe tomorrow or the day after.
I hope it comes today or late today.
Well, it needs to end. We're all tired of it.
You want to know
ready
something?
for this over with.
You want to know something? I hope it comes when I wake up tomorrow. I hope it happened. You know why? Because on tomorrow's show, we got Mass Live, Kevin Duffy talking Patriots football tomorrow on the show. So how great would it be if it came out tomorrow?
It would be a big chain reaction, and, of course, in Boston and all of New England, when you think about how big this situation would be if Brady's appeal is won tomorrow. And I know it would give Patriot fans a lot of joy. However, this is a big, big decision for the judge to make, especially since this has been such a tiring situation. This has now been going on. We're on the eighth month of this whole doggone Deflategate thing. And Josh, I wasn't trying to bring it up, buddy. I know we want to try to not talk about it very much, and I know you do
We'll
too,
talk
Jeff,
about it tomorrow. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
Yeah, but I would pretty much we would save it for the when the New England Patriots sports writer will be
Kevin
coming.
Duffy. Kevin Duffy tomorrow. We'll talk about it tomorrow with Kevin Duffy. We got Roy Cummings coming in at the bottom of the hour talking Tampa Bay football. Get your Tampa Bay questions ready. Get your Jameson Winston questions ready, boys and girls.
Philip Rivers. We'll save that one for tomorrow if a decision comes out. I know how you are about ifs. Now, 18 minutes after the hour, Philip Rivers said, quote, the scuffle with the Seahawks, Frank Clark, quote, fun, but not a big deal. San Diego Chargers quarterback Philip Rivers downplayed Saturday's minor scuffle between himself and the Seahawks pass rusher Frank Clark. Quote, there's been way more made of it than there is. Rivers said after Tuesday's practice, quote, I always thought, shoot, what happens between the line? What's said and done kind of stays here. I think it should be realized that, we mentioned it yesterday, Jeff, when we had that Seahawks writer.
Yeah, we had Greg Bell on yesterday.
Yeah. I don't think that, they should make a big deal about it. After all, it's preseason. If it was season, it would be a different situation or a playoff game.
Greg Bell said it was really kind of nothing. He said that the Seahawk guy did put his hand underneath the face mask and push up. So, but it really was, it was just a scuffle. Basically, it was really nothing. He said that Sherman came over to him and said, "Hey, you shouldn't be falling for any of that stuff." So, but it's preseason, so it was really nothing. Really nothing. And it was kind of perfect timing too, because we had Greg Bell on, and that game was Saturday, so it worked out kind of nice.
It did. It worked out kind of nice, and even Greg got some big laughs out of it. I really don't think the Chargers or Seahawks should make a big deal about it because, the preseason is coming to a close this upcoming Thursday, September 3rd.
Thank God.
Ready for it to end.
I'm tired of this crap already. Let's get on with the regular games already, That's
why preseason just goes on way too long. And
but they need the 4 games. And you want to know something? Here's a perfect example of why. Perfect example of why. Because of what's going on in Washington right now. Okay?
Right.
It took them 3 weeks to figure out that Cousins was going to be their starter. Correct? Now he's got to get into that 4th game and play with the starting unit so he can have some time with them. So 4 games worked out perfect for Washington, didn't it?
It did.
That's why they need the 4 games, I'm telling you. Because if it was only 2 games, come on. And you got RG3 starting, you'd be 0-2 already. Wouldn't you?
Right.
Exactly. Now you got a chance. A small one, but at least a better chance. Right?
Right.
All right. So I don't like the idea of 4, but they need them. Because Washington just proved to everybody that they need the 4-game preseason. Because it took them 4 games, basically 4 games, to figure out that Cousins is their starter. Correct?
Yeah.
Because they're going into their final preseason game, which is their 4th one. Took them the 4th and final preseason to figure out that he's going to be their starter. That's crazy.
It is.
And there's a lot of teams. Who knows if Washington's going to cut RG3? They might cut RG3, and if they do cut RG3, Philadelphia, the Cowboys, Houston, San Francisco, I wouldn't even be shocked if Buffalo goes and grabs him.
I wouldn't be shocked either.
There's going to be a lot of teams that would go grab him on the cheap. You bet. And make him the backup? You bet.
4 possible teams. That's a good way to look at it, Josh. Oh, Philadelphia. Philly? Would be...
Right. Philly, the Cowboys, San Francisco, and Houston.
That would shock me. Suppose Chip Kelly comes out and says, hey, RG3, you want to come out and play and be a Philadelphia Eagle? Look at all the quarterbacks the Eagles have.
Okay, let me say this. let me say this. Okay? And I hate the word if.
Mm-hmm.
You know how much I hate the word if. Okay? If RG3 goes to Philly and Philly gets rid of Mark Sanchez and they keep Tim Tebow, they'll have Sam Bradford, Tim Tebow, RG3, all three of them Heisman Trophy winners.
Yep.
I think that would be the first time ever in NFL history that a team would have three Heisman Trophy winners on their team. Let alone three quarterback Heisman Trophy winners on the team. And guess what? Just because you win a Heisman, don't make you an NFL quarterback.
Why? The way I look at it and the way I view it is that why would the Eagles want to add another quarterback? They're probably just trying to figure out what is best for their team.
I'm just saying, can you imagine if RG3 goes to Philadelphia and Philadelphia gets rid of Mark Sanchez and keeps Tim Tebow, and they'd have Bradford Tebow, and RG3 on that team, three Heisman Trophy winners, and all three of those, and the only good player out of all three of them is Bradford. That's sad. That is sad. And you want to know something? I'm almost ready to say that RG3 is almost as bad as Tim Tebow. Let me ask you a question, Sean.
Yep, go ahead.
And everybody in this chat room. Okay? From here on, from this date forward, who's going to play more NFL games as an NFL quarterback, RG3 or Johnny Manziel?
Right now, if I had to vote right now for one quarterback that you ask, it would have to probably. Even though Nick has a point from yesterday that RG3 is a distraction, I still would have to go with RG3. Johnny Manziel is not even close to being a quality, classy quarterback to lead a team.
Hey, Kyle, please don't tell me that you're a Tim Tebow fan. And he says Johnny Manziel. So he's probably a Tim Tebow fan and a Johnny Manziel fan. Great.
Kyle, I have to say this. Okay, Tim Tebow won one playoff game, but he hasn't been worth a hill of beans the last few years. And even Kyle says no.
Okay, I'm going to say something to people about us on Sports World Radio. I don't know. Sean can agree with me and disagree with me. For me, I am not a Tim Tebow fan. I am not a Johnny Manziel fan. And I've been stating this ever since Tim Tebow got drafted out of college. Tim Tebow is not an NFL quarterback. He will not be an NFL quarterback. Johnny Manziel is not an NFL quarterback. He will not be an NFL quarterback. One day, very soon, both of those guys will be out of the NFL on ESPN doing SEC games. Okay? They are not NFL quarterbacks. No way, no how, no way. Ain't gonna happen. And so far, I've been right with Tim Tebow. One playoff game. The guy spent 4 to 5 months here in La Jolla in San Diego on the beach working on his throwing and working on this. And we had a Philadelphia writer on last week. Forgive me if I don't have the guy's name right here in front of me. Okay? We had John Marks was on the show last week. And he even said, Tim Tebow is not an NFL quarterback.
That's right.
There's no way.
You were anxious, though, Jeff, to get a Philadelphia sports writer who covers the Eagles to figure because you wanted to assess and address the entire Philadelphia Eagles quarterback situation.
Correct, and we did, didn't I?
Yes, we did, and I was a witness to it.
Yeah, you bet your sweet petunias we did. Because I wanted to know. I was dying to know, and I grilled him on it, and he said there's no way. He's not an NFL quarterback.
Well, Nash
even though he changed his throwing ways, it don't matter.
Nash adds this. Manziel just has a few more chances RG3 has used.
See, I
all
happen to
his.
think that question I asked, who will be an NFL quarterback, Manziel or Griffin, I happen to think it's Griffin.
I got to go with RG3
Yeah.
just right now because he's been in the league only a few years. For Johnny Manziel, this is his second
Johnny
year
Manziel's
in the
not even close to being an NFL quarterback yet.
No, and we saw it last year in December how bad his starts was. He had 2 starts at quarterback, and he was miserable.
And I don't care how he plays during an NFL preseason game. I don't care. He's not an NFL quarterback. And him and Tim Tebow, I predict within the next 2 to 3 years, him and Tim Tebow will be on TV on ESPN doing SEC games and not in the NFL. And listen, Tim Tebow was out of the NFL doing SEC games in Philadelphia, brought him back. Once he doesn't make the team, that's exactly where he's going back to. ESPN to do SEC games.
True. Despite the fact that yesterday Chip Kelly in his press conference came out and said that he's been very impressed with Tim Tebow throughout the entire preseason and training camp.
He's gonna put Tim Tebow on that team, but not as a quarterback.
No, he'll be on the bench. He'll probably run maybe a couple wildcat plays maybe or something. I don't know. Hard to say. Really is hard to say where they're going to be. Josh goes, come on, Jeff. He's gold standard of football. Stephen A. Smith.
I know he's doing Stephen A. Smith voice on me. I know. Hey, not Stephen A. Smith. Shut up. He's the gold standard of football. My ass.
And with Manziel, it's expected for him to be on the bench. You start week 1, the Browns play against the Jets, okay, because then that discussion by Mike Pettine has come up who he wants as starting quarterback. You still got to go with Josh McCown because you make Johnny Manziel starting quarterback. Even Josh and I know a little something about the Browns' record this year. I don't think it's going to be very good, but I want to hold it until we get to Saturday's show.
Right. Okay, we're gonna run to our first commercial break. You're listening to Jeff Escow and Sean Mann on
Sports World Radio.
We'll be right back with Roy Cummings.
Storms move fast, so we use the best technology. That includes Bosch Icon wiper blades.
They're beam blades with memory tension springs and an aerodynamic design,
which means they fit the curve of the windshield. Bosch Icon wiper blades wiped our windshield clean and outlasted any other blade we've used. In my opinion, the Bosch Icon wiper blades are the best blades out there. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
Did you know that just 30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease? For every hour of regular, vigorous exercise, you gain 2 hours of life expectancy. So start walking for yourself and for your heart. Start walking with your family. You'll feel better. Start walking in your community. You'll lead happier and healthier lives. Start walking. Start something. Join the movement today. For more information on the American Heart Association's START program, visit startwalkingnow.org and start walking. Start something.
What kind of person gets to work in the sunshine instead of an office? This kind of person. I am the new way to work. I do have an office. I'm just not chained to it. It's a Regis office at one of the nicest addresses in the city. I don't have a lease, so I don't have to budget for stuff like phones, IT guys, and artwork for the lobby. Instead, I pay one low monthly rate that gives me a beautiful lobby that impresses my clients, a friendly receptionist, a fully furnished office, a place to meet, and a place to brainstorm with my fellow New Way to Workers. We wonder why more people don't realize that the new way to work is the best way to work. I come here because I want to, not because I have to. I am the new way to work, and I'd like you to join me.
Start now and get 1 month free. Call 1-800-OFFICES or visit regis.com/TV.
Hello there. I'm a famous actor. Pretty sure you know who I am. And when I want to know what's going on in the sports world, I tune into Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday right here on Sports World Radio. 6 o'clock on the East, 3 o'clock on the West, and if you live in the Central,
figure it out.
All right, joining us right now, as we promised, from the Tampa Tribune, talking Tampa Bay football, Roy Cummings. Thank you so much, Roy, for joining us here on Sports World Radio and sharing some time with us today.
Hey, it's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
So, how's the weather out there in Tampa, Roy?
Well, as usual this time of year, it's very hot, very humid, but you know what? It's dry. We had a hurricane coming our way a couple days ago, and thankfully that thing broke up over Hispaniola and Puerto Rico and Cuba, and by the time it got into the Tampa Bay region, really into Florida, it's just a little bit of a thunder shower here and there, and that was about it. So we're all feeling pretty good about that.
Yeah, I was watching that on the weather, and I was like, on the Weather Channel out here in San Diego, and I was like, wow, they're about to get hit. Man, I better pay attention, make sure we have a connection with this guy on Tuesday.
We were all prepared for it, but as is often the case, it's better to be prepared than not be prepared. Got a lot of water stacked up and a lot of canned goods and stuff like that. We'll just wait for the next one and give it to the pantry at the church or whatever.
Hey, so let's get right into some Tampa Bay football talk. Jameson Winston was named the starting quarterback for the Tampa Bay, rookie quarterback this year. Give us some information and tell us how he looks in training camp and what's going on there with him.
Well, he's looked pretty good, really, for the most part. You know, you look at the numbers and they're not real impressive what you've seen in preseason. But actually, for the most part, he's looked pretty good. I mean, this kid, he's got a lot of skill, and you can see it. He's got a tremendous arm. And he's really got an acumen for the game, which a lot of young players don't have. He knows how to go to the line and read a defense quickly and diagnose what the play is going to have to be, get you in and out of the right protections and that kind of stuff. He's doing a lot of the technical things right. Again, he's had some moments in preseason games, even in training camp, where he's particularly against the blitz where he's struggled. But you expect that out of rookies. He's going to get blitzed a lot this year, and that's going to be an issue. But if they can protect him, and that's really the big question when it comes to the Buccaneers. They got to be able to protect him, but if they can, he's probably going to be a very successful quarterback for this team. And my guess is, he'll give him an opportunity to win a few football games this year as well.
Roy, my question, is Lovie Smith's job in jeopardy? Is he on the hot seat this year?
I hear that a lot. I have to say no, because, the Buccaneers are really in danger of becoming much like the Oakland Raiders or the Cleveland Browns. Those teams that just can never seem to get it right. And the reason they can never seem to get it right is they never stick with a coach. At the end of the day, one coach isn't a whole lot better than the next one. And unless you've got a Bill Belichick or something like that, you're really just kind of, bringing guys in and they're doing the same thing. Every time you change coaches, you change players, you change schemes, and you take a couple of steps back. If you ever want to start going forward, you got to stick with a guy. And after trying Raheem Morris, who had never coached in the NFL before, after trying Greg Schiano, who had never coached in the NFL before, the Buccaneers have a 10-year veteran head coach in Lovie Smith, a guy who was very successful in Chicago, and a guy who is known to the people in Tampa Bay, has a proven track record in terms of how he built the defense and tries to win football games. And if you stick with him, eventually you're probably going to be okay. He was able to bring in Dirk Cutter as an offensive coordinator this year, who, in my opinion, without question, is the best offensive coordinator the Buccaneers have ever had. And if you're able to bring in coordinators like that, coaches like Leslie Frazier, players like they've brought in this year, and Bruce Carter, Sterling Moore, those types, you're going to be okay eventually. So to me, you got to be patient. If it doesn't work out this year, you got to go back and look at the fact that, hey, you still haven't, built this thing back up completely. You're playing a rookie quarterback, which means you're probably going to struggle more than you're not. So if they're smart, they'll be patient and let him go another couple of years and get his program established, at which point they'll probably take off and start to win some good games.
Tampa Bay Tribune's Roy Cum joining us here on Sports World Radio. Roy, you mentioned Dirk Cutter. First year with Tampa. He's coming over from Atlanta. What do you see him bringing his offense doing with Jameson Winston?
Well, he's going to run that four vertical scheme that he learned from the folks at BYU back in the day, and it's what he ran in Atlanta with Matt Ryan. He's a very smart coordinator, really knows what he's doing. He's got the weapons to run that kind of a scheme here. Plenty of weapons, from Vincent Jackson to Mike Evans to Austin Safari and Jenkins, even to Lewis Murphy could dazzle in this kind of a scheme. So he's got all the weapons. It's really a matter of, can he find a way for that offensive line to protect the quarterback and give him a chance to get the ball out? If he can do that, they're going to have some success here with that offense, because Dirk Cutter, as I said, I mean, he's a professional coordinator in the division. He's had 3 top 10 offenses. The Buccaneers haven't had 3 top 10 offenses in their 39 previous years as a football team. So there's no question this guy has got something that the rest of the people haven't had that have been here before. So we'll see how it works out. But again, with the weapons he's got around him, he should be successful with this team.
Roy, your thoughts on the Buccaneers' special teams?
Right now, they're a mess. They are an absolute look. They just cut Mike Keenan today, primarily a salary cut because he just wasn't playing up to the salary. It was 34th in the league in punting average last year. They cut him today. They're going to go right now with a guy named Jacob Chum. He's been with 3 other teams. He's had 5 shots at making a roster in the NFL. Hasn't made it yet. Right now, he's their punter. Their kicker, who knows? They've got 3 of them. They just traded Tim Wright, a pretty good tight end, for a rookie, Kyle Brinza from the Lions, who played at Notre Dame and wasn't that good at Notre Dame. 14-24 on field goals a year ago. But they brought him in. Patrick Murray, the guy who kicked for him last year, has got a sore knee. They brought back Connor Barth last week to push him. They both end up missing field goals. It's a mess. They don't have a return guy right now. The coverage units have only been ordinary. They gave up a punt return early in their game against the Browns last week at Raymond James Stadium. That's an area that's got to get fixed. And if it doesn't, this team's going to lose a lot of those hidden yards, and they're going to be up against it both defensively and offensively if they can't fix that.
Hey, Roy, any chance we see a sophomore slump with Mike Evans this year?
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, he's hurt right now. He's trying to nurse a hamstring back to health. So he's not going to play in this last preseason game. He didn't play in the last one against Cleveland. It's possible, but you know what? He's a pretty smart kid. He's a hard-working kid, and he's got Vincent Jackson around him. He should be okay. They're moving him to the X, which means they believe he can, do all the dazzling things that a wide receiver should do in this offense. So I think he's going to be okay. But hey, you know what? Second year, it's about adjustments. Usually, most players make their biggest strides from between their first and second year. But defenses also get a chance to figure out what your tendencies are, how to slow you down, how to knock you off your routes better, and that kind of thing. So defenses are going to throw a few things at him this year that he didn't see a year ago, and it's going to be up to Mike Evans to adjust to those things. If he can adjust to them, he's going to be successful. If he can't, he's going to struggle, and he might have that sophomore slump.
Roy, what's the mood for the Tampa Bay Buccaneer fans where you're at? Is it high this year? Is it low? What's the mood?
I think they're excited just because Jameis Winston is here. They know it's the first big step really towards what should be a prominent football team, back to respect, back to relevancy. That's really what this team has got to do. That's got to be their first objective. Just get back to the point where you're respected in the league again, you're relevant in the league again. Jameis Winston can do that. And again, as I said before, with the weapons he's got around him and the defense that Lovie Smith, tends to bring and is building here with some of the players he's got, with Levante David, Gerald McCoy, Bradley McDougall at safety. They've got some of the pieces that you have to have a dynamic Tampa 2 defense. So the fans know it. They know what the Tampa 2 is. They know what you have to have. They know that this team has the talent at those particular positions in order to make it work. They know they've got some weapons on offense. So, yeah, they're kind of excited, but they're a little hesitant. It's been so long since they've had a winning team here that, a lot of people just kind of waiting to see if it's the same old story. But I got a feeling this story is going to be just a little bit different this year.
Roy Cummings from the Tampa Tribune joining us here on Sports World Radio. Roy, with how bad and inconsistent the NFC South Division is there any realistic timetable for the Bucs to claim that division at all?
You know what? You could make an argument that they could do it this year. When you look at the talent on the roster, you can say that, hey, given a break here or there, they should be better than Atlanta. The Saints look like a team that is on the slide a little bit at least, and although they still have Drew Brees, the key team there, obviously, the team you have to beat is clearly the Carolina Panthers. That's a team that seems to be on the upswing more than any other. But hey, if the Bucs can put everything together, both defensively and offensively and all that, they got a chance to do something, surprise some people this year. So yeah, it could happen. Could it happen this year? I don't think so. But by next year, they should be contenders. If things go the way this team is planning on them going, they could be contenders by next year.
Roy, how does the safeties look for the defensive secondary?
Well, they've got a lot of talent there. Again, on paper, it looks pretty good. Bradley McDougall is a guy who can play free safety, strong safety. The Bucs really love this kid. They've got him. Chris Conte, they picked up from the Bears, knows the system, very athletic player. Has had some moments. He's dealt with a lot of injuries, but he's healthy now. They got to get him ready for the start of the season. He's coming off a hamstring injury, but he's healthy now. So if he can play, that's going to push people. They picked up DJ Swearinger, not a high draft pick a couple of years ago. So you know what? The talent's there, and that's a position that they kind of cross train those guys to play free and strong. So if somebody goes down, they usually don't have a hard time plugging somebody back in. So it should be a strength of this team eventually. Whether it's a strength right out of the box, I don't know, but I think by mid-season, given the personnel they have there, it could be a strength. And if it is, this defense is going to be stronger as a result.
Roy, Leslie Frazier's in his second year as the defensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay Bucs. Okay, what kind of improvements are they going to make from last year? I mean, in the final 10 weeks, they made a good push on the defense. How can they improve off of that this year?
Well, one thing they think they can do better to make it better is have Lovie Smith kind of call the plays, and that's what's going to happen. There's been a lot of written about it already. But Leslie Frazier's kind of in agreement with it. He says, look, this is Lovie Smith's defense. Who better to call the plays than Lovie Smith? And so that right there, I think, should make it a little bit better defense. The other thing is they're going to do some things with Levante David at linebacker, the weak side linebacker spot that they usually don't do in a Tampa 2. If you go back and think of Derek Brooks, he was never a guy that really attacked the line of scrimmage a lot. He kind of hung back in coverage, stood his ground. Levante David is very good playing downhill. I think they're going to blitz him a lot. I think they're going to have him attacking the line of scrimmage a lot. He's a playmaker. He's a guy that can get you a lot of tackles for loss, get you some sacks, and he can get you some picks too. So I think they're going to pick and choose what they do with him, but I think they're going to make him a little bit more of an aggressive player than he has been in the past. And I think that's going to help this team too. The key to it all, they've got to get a pass rush going. This is the kind of defense where you got to get the pass rush from your forefront linemen. And right now, they've got dynamic players in the middle. You got Gerald McCoy, a three-time Pro Bowl. You got Henry Melton, who's been there. Clinton McDonald, who they got from the Seattle Seahawks 2 years ago. Certainly a capable pass rusher. But on the outside, George Johnson, they got from the Lions, had 6.5 sacks in a sub role last year. And Jacquez Smith, a kid they picked up from Buffalo, at the end of the regular season, the end of the preseason last year. He had 6 sacks himself. So they think they've got the pieces on the outside, but we're really not going to know until we get going here. But they certainly have the pieces in the middle to help those guys on the outside. So if they can get a pass rush, Lovie Smith won't have to worry about calling plays. They'll get the pressure they want.
Roy, you mentioned the Bucs coaches and Winston. How confident are the Bucs coaches and officials that Winston is mature enough to be the team leader?
That I think is the least of their concerns right now. He has been such a model citizen here, and both on and off the field. I mean, his personality is infectious. People get around him and they like him immediately. It's been that way with his teammates. There's no question that the day will come when he takes over this team. But one of the more impressive things about Jameis Winston is kind of how he's handled his role as not necessarily being a leader yet. Yeah, he's supposed to be a leader on the offense because he's the quarterback, but he knows that this is Gerald McCoy's football team, and right now it's probably Logan Mankins and Vincent Jackson's offense. And he's kind of stood back and let those guys run it the way they're supposed to. He runs the huddle, but when in terms of being the leader, I think right now he's worried about making sure he does the right thing as a quarterback. And the opportunity to be a leader will come, and I think he's ready. He'll be ready to take it on when he has to. But right now, I think he feels very comfortable just being kind of one of the guys and just doing his job. And that's what that has impressed the coaches and the teammates around him because he knows his role. And a lot of times when you know your role, it wins you a lot of favor inside the locker room.
Roy, in the NFC South Division, I know you already mentioned previously about the Carolina Panthers. What about the two other teams in the NFC South, the Falcons and the Saints? How could you view them as the Buccaneers go up not once but twice against Atlanta and New Orleans?
Yeah, the Saints are still a very tough team because they have Drew Brees. But you know what? They're spending so much money on Drew Brees that it's clearly cost them the opportunity to keep certain guys. Junior Gallette's gone from there now. That hurts the defense. They've lost their tight end. That hurts the offense. I just don't see that team being as dynamic as they have been in the past. Now, let's face it. They are going to figure out a way to win enough games to be contenders. They always do. So the Saints are going to be formidable. They're going to be tough. The Falcons, I don't know. I don't know why they let Mike Smith go. I certainly wouldn't have done it. I thought he was one of the best coaches in the league. And as I've already said, I think they have one of the better offensive coordinators in the league in Dirk Cutter. So the change in staffs there, as I said before, when you change staffs, you change systems and you change players. And usually means you take a couple of steps back. Mm-hmm. You don't see too many teams, just change right away and suddenly they're contenders going from being the bottom of the barrel to the top. You don't see it very often. So I think the Falcons are going to struggle. I think the Bucs have a chance to be better than the Falcons, maybe even better than the Saints. But again, it all matters what happens on Sunday afternoon. If they can compete and if they can clean up some of the mistakes that they were making on a regular basis a year ago, they can win some of those games and maybe be a contender for that top spot in that division.
All right, Roy, the final two questions before we let everybody go. What do you see the Tampa Bay Bucs record being this year?
I think they're a 6-win team, guys. Now, every time I say there's that kind of a 6-win team, I say, hey, give or take 1 or 2. Mm-hmm. It means they can win 7 or 8. They could also win, 5 or 4. So I think they're a 6-win team. I think the talent is good enough. But when you're playing a rookie quarterback, as I said, and you've got rookies at left tackle, rookies at right guard, you're going to have some growing pains. They're going to have a rookie at middle linebacker. They're going to have some growing pains. We'll see what happens. But I think they're a 6-win team. And, hey, if you win 6 wins, win 6 games after winning just 2 the year before, that's a pretty good step forward. If the pendulum's on the upswing at the end of the year and they've won 6, I think people are going to feel pretty good about what kind of season this team had.
6-10, you got it. Now, final question for you. Super Bowl 50's coming. Who would you like to see?
Oh, boy, who would I like to see? Well, I'll tell you what. I'd like to see the Colts get in there. I really would. I think it's time for the Colts to kind of, show that they're the cream of the crop in the AFC, so I'd like to see them. And you know what? Despite the injuries, and they've certainly got them, I still think the Packers are the best team in the NFC. So I'm going to say Packers-Colts. I think that'll be one heck of a Midwest Super Bowl. So I'm anxious to see that. I think that's who you're going to see in the Super Bowl.
You're not the first writer to say that, Roy. Not the first one to say that at all. Hey, Roy.
We all see it the same, I suppose.
Yeah. Roy, thank you so much for joining us here today on Sports World Radio. We really appreciate your time, and I hope we can do it again during the season.
I enjoyed it, guys. Anytime. Glad to do it.
Thank you so much. There goes Roy Cummings, Tampa Tribune writer covers the Tampa Bay Bucs. We're going to run to our first update. Take it away, Sean Mann.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first of 2 updates for Sports World Radio on this Tuesday, September 1st, 2015. Major League Baseball, here's the action that we have today. One final. This is Game 1 of the day-night doubleheader. The Diamondbacks over the Rockies 6-4. They will play later this evening for Game 2. Other action that we have. You got the Rays at the Orioles, Indians at Blue Jays, Yankees at the Red Sox, Marlins at Braves, Phillies at Mets, Reds at Cubs, Tigers at Royals, Pirates at the Brewers, White Sox at the Twins, Mariners at the Astros, Nationals at the Cardinals, Angels at the Athletics, Giants at the Dodgers, and lastly it'll be the Rangers taking on the Padres for interleague play. In the NFL, of course, it has been reported that no decision has been made as of yet for the Deflategate situation. Tom Brady is still awaiting to hear if he will be playing snaps under center for Week 1, a week from this Thursday against Pittsburgh. No news to report. The final weekend of the NFL preseason will resume on Thursday as the NFL preseason says goodbye for 2015. And then after that, let the games begin, as I would say, as the NFL season will start on September 10th, 2015, Thursday Night Football with Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth calling that game. And don't forget, with the NFL, we have our NFL Real Talk show coming up. In the NHL, no news to report as of yet on a lot of things, but as we all know, a lot of the NHL players have reported back for training camp. We are just a few weeks away from the NHL preseason, with the NHL season expected to begin on October 7th. The NBA, same thing. NBA players reporting for training camp middle of September, late September, as the long NBA season begins in late October. I am Sean Mann for the first of two updates for Sports World Radio. We're going to run to commercial break. When we come back from this commercial break and update, we will have Josh Lopez and Frank Sprankle coming on soon. Be right back after this commercial.
Welcome to the Man Manual. Man comes with a multifunctional casing known as skin. It is remarkable. Warning, standard body wash can cause damage to man's skin. Maintain it properly with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. It cleans man and protects skin from dryness. This will keep man's skin remarkable, even under extreme testing. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. Skin care built in. Also, freshen man's exterior with new Aqua Impact Body Wash.
Why does consultant Jerry Howell stay at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think. Synergistic integration. Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hello there. I'm a famous actor. Pretty sure you know who I am. And when I want to know what's going on in the sports world, I tune into Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Eskow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday right here on Sports World Radio. All right. Guess what? The cops are chasing me. Joining us right now is the producer of the show, Josh Lopez. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, humpity hump hump humps?
Are the cops chasing you down, dude?
No.
That's some funny stuff right
look
there.
who's here,
Hey,
Frank.
Frank, that's a nice...
Look at that.
Hey, Frank, that's a nice picture. That's
I
a
like
nice
that,
picture.
Frank.
Look who's here. The big bag of wind who lives in Bumblebee, Indiana.
Stand by. There's a gale force coming through.
That's right. Frank Sprankle will be joining us at the top of the hour to talk sports. And if you've never heard Frank Sprankle, and I know Kyle has never heard him, and I know Nash has never heard him, and there's a bunch of people in this chat room who've never heard Frank. When Frank comes on,
lower your computer.
I couldn't get it out fast enough. Turn your volume down. Okay?
Of course.
He's very loud and energetic, and oh boy. Yeah, so get ready for the Frankie.
Run for your life.
56 minutes after the hour, the Pittsburgh Steelers have created nearly $6 million of cap room for this season after restructuring the contracts of wide receiver Antonio Brown, tight end Heath Miller, and kicker Sean Chisholm. On Tuesday, league sources told ESPN. Wes, that ought to make you happy.
I don't know why he'd be excited for Chisholm. He's out for the year with an injury.
They can find another kicker. The Steelers plan to use the majority of the extra cap room to offset the large number of injured players who've been counting against the team's salary cap. Josh, as you and I have pointed out in our previous and wonderful Skype conference calls,
yes.
I can agree with you that the Steelers do not look like the team that will be very good this year. I know
that's correct.
I know Wes would be shaking his head saying Super Bowl for the Steelers. They'll have the best offense in the league. I don't know, Wes. Wherever you're listening, I would be a bit concerned because Pittsburgh is starting to lose weapons on their team, losing big pieces.
I'll say this. Starting next Thursday, Sean, you're going to see the beginning of the demise of the GF6 show. Right, Jeff?
Yeah.
We just need the Steelers to go down, right?
Yeah. Starting Thursday. Going to be the end of his shows, man. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya.
Before we get to that top of the hour break, the big question will be, can Ben Roethlisberger stay healthy? Can he lead the Steelers, and can he stay healthy and make good decisions and get the
He better
Steelers?
stay healthy, otherwise Michael Vick's going to be playing.
Oh, gosh. Steeler fans are really angry about that. Go ahead, Josh.
I think Michael Vick made the wrong decision because the Steelers' offensive line sucks, and that's the last team he wants to be on, is a team with a bad offensive line.
And can you blame the Steeler fans for saying, we're against this whole idea with having Michael Vick as a starting quarterback or a backup quarterback?
I think
drives me crazy that he's in the
their
league.
defense is going to be pretty bad too. So
I wonder if you have to take who's worse, Michael Vick or Tim Tebow?
Tim Tebow.
Tim Tebow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Frank goes, who wants to offer Vick a contract?
Not me.
The Canadian League?
At least he's not on the Bears. I'd feel bad for you, Josh, and Frank.
Hey, I agree with Frank. He does. He says it's sports talk on PEDs.
Well, when Frank's on the show, it is,
yeah.
for sure.
Michael Vick, there goes the neighborhood.
When Frank's on the show, it definitely is sports talk on PEDs. Yeah.
Couple more weeks before me and the Big Win get back and watch some Cubs baseball.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and Michael Vick, I'd have to say this, too, with Michael Vick. If he can come in for a couple plays and a couple series, I don't know if he will be back in shape. That's the big thing you'd have to ask about Michael Vick.
I don't care. I don't think the Steelers are going to be that great this year anyway.
Nope.
Pittsburgh
They're not going to win that division. I'll tell you that right now.
And then Wes will be saying, I'll just blame it on the officiating. The officials screw Steelers.
They're not going to win it. I'll tell you that right now.
We're at the top. We're at the top of the hour. We have to run to a commercial break.
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie, Stokey. We'll be right back. You're listening to Jeff Escal and Sean Mann and Josh Lopez on
Sports World Radio.
Someone I used to see, but she don't give a damn for me. But let me get to the point. Let's roll another joint. Turn the radio loud. I'm too alone to be proud, and you don't know how it feels. You don't know how it feels to be me.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family.
We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, "Is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us." And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion?
Fucker. Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday right here on Sports World Radio. All right. Joining us like he does each and every Tuesday and Thursday in the second hour of the show. Okay, everybody, I'm just telling you right now, lower your speakers on 3. 1, 2, 3. Hey, Frank Sprankle.
Parental advisory advised.
The big wind himself, that fat bastard bumblebee Indiana douchebag.
Dude, I'm fat.
Frank Sprankle.
Dude, wait a minute, dude, how can somebody that works out 6 days a week, eats healthy and in moderation, drinks a lot of water, be fat? Ask Josh, am I fat?
No.
Yeah, but you got a big head.
Big head?
Doesn't he, Josh?
Yes.
See? And I've
Maybe
never
that's
met
a
you in
good
person. Just to buy the Skype picture alone, I think you got a big head.
Big head? I got a handsome head.
Josh, I still like that one until Thursday. Hey, Josh, you're lucky that I didn't have you put up a Pablo Sandoval Skype profile picture just to PO Jeff off.
You're right, but you don't see me complaining about the picture.
What, looking at Instagram?
Oh, Frank, you had to say that. Oh, shucks.
Eating fried chicken?
All right, the next story we get to, Josh, as you pointed out a little bit in the commercial break, the Jacksonville Jaguars owner says he wants to play a lot more London football games in London, England.
That's right, Shad Khan. That's his name. Shad Khan wants Jacksonville Jaguar football in London, England for
Jack off.
Hey, isn't he the guy with the mustache?
What'd we do, lose Josh?
Josh Lopez, where you at, bud?
Yeah, we lost Josh.
I think Josh is mad talking about NFL in London.
So too.
You know what, Frank? It'll be like this. If the Jaguars, I know how you are about ifs, Jeff, but if the Jaguars,
Yeah,
Frank...
you know how I think about ifs, right? If my mother had balls, she'd be your father.
You're right.
Dude, whose father, yours or his?
Mine.
Anyway, go ahead.
I can say this. If the Jaguars have games in London, England, will anybody else get up early in the morning to watch that? Rise and shine, 9 a.m., 6 a.m. on the West Coast.
Lots of luck.
You know, I may not do that to boycott that. I just may do it to boycott the NFL playing in London. Seriously.
Look at Shabba. Can you say London Jaguars?
I have a question. Let me ask, some tea companies sponsor them?
Oh, gosh. It's just a bad idea. It's bad enough that London would even consider putting an NFL team. It's bad for the NFL to consider putting a team in London. And now, Josh, if you have to get up early to watch the London Jaguars or Jaguar football in London, ugh.
Yeah, I'm not getting up for that crap.
So the people, let me get this straight. The people in London want NFL football, correct?
They do.
Okay, then I got a piece of advice. Buy a plane ticket or set sail on a boat, come to the United States, and watch an NFL game.
Hey, Hoyle Longview, you got a Longview chance of the Jags being 8-8, you hump.
That's addressed towards you, Jeff. Jaguars will be 8-8, and you'll owe me steak dinner, Jeff.
Jaguars ain't going to be 8-8, and I ain't going to owe you no steak dinner. Your ass is going to be owing me a steak dinner, Mr. Hoyle Longview porn star.
New York steak.
Hey, don't you notice that the only national TV exposure the Jaguars ever get is toward the end of the season? They're at home, and it's always the Thursday night game.
Jaguars.
Frank, I have to say this. Long before you came to Sports World Radio, a few years ago, I flipped out laughing because Jeff and I were going over NFL and even Monday Night Football schedules. And the Jaguars had more Monday Night Football games than the New York Giants did in 2012, and Jeff was shaking his head saying, how can you do that? Because the Giants are the defending Super Bowl champions.
They were.
And then the Jaguars get more games. Oh, probably Goodell wants popularity in Jacksonville, probably.
Do you think this has to do with the possible London conspiracy here? Okay, we're going to put the games on Monday Night Football. We're going to show them on some satellite channel so all of the English can see. Hey, Jacksonville, your team's coming. Watch it.
I ain't getting up to watch those stinking Jaguars play in London. Are you kidding me?
Florida is just a bad sports town, and their crowds.
There's no way in hell I'm getting up at 6 a.m. to watch the Jags play football.
Not going to happen with me either.
Hey, remember, the NFL's making history later on this year with that internet-only game.
Actually, I'll be just going to bed then.
Wait, so you'll be going to bed right around kickoff?
Yeah, in fact, I'll turn the game on and I'll be snoozing in 2 minutes watching the Jacks play.
Josh will probably be asleep past 8 a.m. when the Jaguars are playing football in London.
Yeah, in your dreams.
By the way, I don't. Does anybody here bless the Queen? Because I sure as hell don't.
Bless the
Queen. No, seriously.
Don't tell Dr. Miff that.
I don't get Dr. But listen, Dr. Miff's listening. Nobody cares about this precious Queen. Remember they seen that before every London game before they played the Star Spangled Banner.
Mm-hmm.
God bless the Queen. It just makes me. If you want to torture me to death, just play that for hours on end.
Speaking of torture, I think it's that time, Sean, man.
Yeah, before we get there, the Jaguars won't be moving to London permanently, but they're anxious to make the trip across the pond to play every year. The Jaguars are excited. They want to do it through 2030, ladies and gentlemen. So get ready every Sunday to wake up early and watch Jaguar football in London, England.
Lots of luck.
Hey, Sunday I like to have a nice breakfast anyway of scrambled eggs, bacon, and various other stuff.
Frank, you won't be watching the Jaguars play London. You'll probably boycott it this year. Or boycott
I can do well with little sleep. There's a possibility I might as well watch it.
On that note, yes, it is that time. Ladies and gentlemen, 9 minutes after the hour, Skippy Bayless Bash Hour. Get the torture ready.
Skippy Bayless said Andrew Luck salty because Indy didn't take care of business in the AFC title game. Never in business. Annihilated.
What?
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, the joke's on New England now. Look at what's happening with Tom Brady.
Well, we're hopefully going to hear something on Deflategate there, Frank. But let's not get
Jeff,
into
go ahead.
All right, that's ridiculous. Are you kidding me?
Well, it should be common knowledge for people that don't know about the Skip Bayless Bash Hour. Basically, I take the best quotes from today's show, and I also come up with some quotes from the past or either his sporadic appearances on the radio. So it's a whole batch of stuff.
Hey, Josh, we should also mention the electric shocks.
Correct. For example, Skippy Bayless said that
See, that's what we do. And anytime Skip Bayless says because he loves to claim pretty much every team in every sport as his, well, I just came up with a theory. He should be electrically shocked.
Yeah, for every Tuesdays and Thursdays, Frank Franco comes in with the electric chair, so you won't hear any grasshoppers.
Or draw a picture with Skippy on it and put it on the word "my" in the dictionary.
Exactly.
Here we go. Here's an if quote. Skippy Bayless said that if Luck had lost the way Brady did to Eli in 2 Super Bowls, then he could be salty, but he has blown out all 4 times he's played in New England.
What does Skip Bayless have against Andrew Luck? It's all of a sudden now he hates Andrew Luck.
He calls him an overrated quarterback, Frank.
Was he jealous he's not Andrew Luck? Is he jealous he's not one of the
he's mad that he's mad that Andrew Luck got selected before RG3.
Well, that worked out very well for Indianapolis, did it?
Or maybe he's mad because Andrew Luck has more playoff wins than Tony Romo?
Speaking of Tony Romo, Skippy Bayless said that Tony Romo will throw for 70 touchdowns this season.
70 touchdowns? Is that a dream? Let me ask you, did he have a dream last night?
How's he going to do that with a broken back?
Well, quite frankly, I find your assessment right parsimonious.
Well, I don't care. I'm just asking a question. How's he going to do that when he's not playing?
He's got Des Bryant, who's a monster.
But how's he going to do that from the bench is what I'm asking.
How you know he's going to be in the bench?
Because he's going to be hurt.
Well, they got Brandon Whedon. Brandon Whedon can take over for Romo.
Brandon Whedon, there you go, Skip. 70 touchdowns. Only in Hollywood can Brandon Whedon throw for 70 touchdowns in a season.
I want to see RG3 go to that team and outplay Tony Romo and take over the quarterback spot.
I know Skippy's probably saying he's getting ready for that big Sunday night game when he thinks that Romo's going to put on a massive show against the Giants on that Sunday night, 12 days.
Correct. Skippy Bayless said that
Now we begin the torture.
My Chicago Cubs let me down last night against the Cincinnati Reds.
Oh, it really wasn't a good road trip. Hey, listen, the Chicago Cubs, Skip, look at what they have done, okay? How many games are the Cubs over 500, okay? The Cubs are currently 18 games over 500. The last 2 years at this time, they were headed for the cellar. The Cubs have not let me down. They have made me very, very happy.
Well, unfortunately for Skip, he needs his crack research guy to bring him the information.
18 games over 500, Skip. The Cubs have made me happy, even if
they've been the hottest team the last couple weeks, and Joe Madden has them playing good ball. Of course, it's the first day of September, and of course, everybody knows that the play-in game possibly could be next month. Pittsburgh against the Cubs.
There'd be more pressure for the Pirates to win that game than the Cubs, by the way.
I'd be thinking of two people, Wes and Frank.
Skibby Bill said that Johnny Manziel will have a better QBR rating than Russell Wilson this year.
Jeez, this guy is really thinking outside the box.
Hey, Jeff, what do you say to that?
What? You got to be kidding me.
Johnny Manziel is going to be on the bench. How is he going to overtake Russell Wilson? Jeez, criminy.
What the hell is this guy smoking?
I don't know.
Skip Bayless probably wishes he could visit with Johnny Manziel on the bench every game.
And you know what? For the foreseeable future, he's going to have something big for Johnny Manziel, just like he does for Charles Barkley, just like he does for Jerry Jones.
I don't get it.
Skibby Bale said that Jameis Winston will have a better year than Drew Brees.
Wait, who will have a better year than Drew Brees?
Jameis Winston.
Jameis Winston.
Based on what? He hasn't played any seasons in the NFL.
It's just his opinion. He thinks he's going to have a better year than Drew Brees.
Okay, fine. That's your opinion, and I disagree with it.
Hey, Kyle
says...
says...
That's not my opinion. It's Skip Bayless' opinion.
Dude, I know. That's what I'm saying, dude.
Hey, Kyle,
Jeff's talking.
Kyle says Romo isn't in the top 5 for passing TDs. Romo is in the top 5 for quarterbacks for nothing, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, according to ESPN, Jeff, he's number 2.
Well, ESPN don't know crap.
And according to James Prezzelli, he's at number 5, and then another writer put him at number 4.
I don't care. They're all wrong.
Do you think he's in the top 5 for NFL players' wives?
No, I don't even think he's in it. Hey, listen, we did our top 10 quarterbacks, and he was
the list.
He was nowhere sniffing around top 10. In fact, I can guarantee you, if we did a top 20, he'd probably be close to number 20 on everybody's list.
And before we go to commercial break, Josh, you made an interesting point. He's not even a top 15 quarterback.
Ridiculous, man.
He's hanging around that 25 area right now.
Let's run to our quarter of the hour break. You listen to Jeff Escow, Show Man, Josh Lopez, Frank Sprinkle on
SportsWorld Radio.
Did you know that 30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease? For every hour of regular, vigorous exercise, you gain 2 hours of life expectancy. So start walking for yourself and for your heart. Start walking with your family. You'll feel better. Start walking in your community. You'll lead happier and healthier lives. Start walking. Start something. Join the movement today. For more information on the American Heart Association's START program, visit startwalkingnow.org and start walking. Start something.
Storms move fast, so we use the best technology. That includes Bosch Icon wiper blades.
They're beam blades with memory tension springs and an aerodynamic design,
which means they fit the curve of the windshield. Bosch Icon wiper blades wiped our windshield clean and outlasted any other blade we've used. In my opinion, the Bosch Icon wiper blades are the best blades out there. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too.
Don't wait until it's too late. Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hello there. I'm a famous actor. Pretty sure you know who I am. And when I want to know what's going on in the sports world, I tune into Sports World Radio.
Okay.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. All right, we're in the middle of Skippy Bayless Bash Hour. Let's keep it going.
Okie dokie. Skippy Bayless said that my Dallas Cowboys will be the marquee attraction for professional sports this year, and that AT&T Stadium will have a sellout every game.
What the hell is this guy talking about?
Oh, maybe they'll have a sellout every game, but I don't think it's going to be a marquee team playing there.
Because Skippy believes this is the year the Cowboys are going to be the biggest threat ever.
Skippy Bayless said that the New England Patriots should let go of Reggie Wayne and sign Terrell Owens.
No, you don't do that, you stupid idiot. They got Reggie Wayne. They don't need a troublemaker and Terrell Owens. Cut that crap out.
Too late, dude.
Gosh, what an idiot.
Skippy Bayless said that my St. Louis Cardinals will take on my Kansas City Royals in the World Series this year.
Josh, I just called it. Like I said, Royals and Cardinals World Series. You couldn't ask for anything better than that starting on October 27th.
Hey,
where can I take a dump?
Hey, shouldn't Skip Bayless be crediting Sean Mann with that statement?
I want to throw up again about that.
Well, Missouri. Dude, do you even want to visit Missouri?
No.
I've been to Kansas City there, Josh. Yeah. Jeff used to live in Kansas City. Kansas City, here I come. Yeah.
I hate Kansas City.
Skippy Bayless said he's a big fan of Xavier Woods, and he agrees with save the tables. Save the tables.
Save the tables, yeah. Whatever. He should have went through them.
He's already been through a table.
Yeah, but the Dudleys put it through one.
That's my point. Okie dokie. Skippy Bayless said that the Dudley Boys are the most overrated tag team in the world, that he and Charles Barkley would be a better tag team.
Get the hell out of here.
Yvonne, get the tables. That's all. They both would be put through tables.
There you go. That thing for Charles Barkley. Jeff, what do you say?
Terrible.
I like Charles Barkley as a commentator, but goodness, I'm not going to kiss his butt and say he should be doing this.
Frank, you even watch Inside the NBA.
Yes, I do.
Charles Barkley.
Yes,
oh, wow.
It makes it worthwhile. Dude, because you know what? He speaks from his mind. He doesn't care what other people think. Like Jeff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Skippy Bayless said that Tony Romo will have a better year than Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, and Aaron Rodgers. Because Tony Romo is the only guy that's viable to be the MVP this season.
Yep, you are full of crap. Brady, 4 Super Bowls. Rodgers, 1. Romo's only got 2 playoff wins, and it's just been despicable how everybody this entire year praises him and says, oh, the Cowboys are back, when they're not. Jeff, what do you think of that comment by Skippy?
I think it's stupid.
He's like your typical Cub fan. He's optimistic about everything.
Just like him.
Skippy Bayless said that Howard Stern should interview him so he can make the Howard Stern Show relevant.
The Howard Stern Show is more relevant than your freaking show is, dude.
Look at what Kyle says. Dumbest thing ever. Romo sucks.
Well, quite frankly, I find your comment quite gregarious. I think I should be on the Howard Stern Show.
I cannot wait for Skippy Bayless to one day, hopefully, Skippy Bayless says that I should be on Sports World Radio so I could take down Jeff Escow.
Jeff
the day he says that is the day hell will freeze over.
Exactly. That's what I'm waiting for.
Because he's afraid to take me on. Because he knows what's going to happen.
Scooby Bayless said that the San Diego Padres should not host the All-Star Game next year, and that the All-Star Game should be in... Drumroll, please. Anybody? Frank, do your little zapping, if you will.
Wait, but it's okay.
Jerry World.
That's not even a
Figures.
ballpark.
Everything has to be put in Jerry World. Oh, my goodness.
Well, come on, Sean. Come on, Sean. You don't want to see a baseball stadium? An All-Star game in this...
Come on. Yeah.
Jeff, anything?
No, that's disgusting. That doesn't deserve any comments.
Skippy Bayless said he can't wait for Thursday Night Football. It's the best day of football of the week.
And what about Sunday?
Look at the safety of the players. Come on. You got what? Thursday, Sunday, Monday. Oh, my goodness.
The worst part about Thursday football for me is Phil Simms and Jim Nantz.
Oh, Josh, come on. First 8 weeks on CBS and NFL Network.
I hate those guys.
Why do you hate them for? Come on.
That's so annoying.
Wait a minute. Here's the thing about those broadcasts. Isn't it the same broadcast on two channels?
Correct.
Then why do you need it on two different channels? Just put it on one stinking channel.
Ask CBS.
Hey, Jeff, are you ready for Thursday Night Football NFL? Skip calls it the best time of year.
I don't know. I don't get to watch every Thursday night game. I only get to watch the first half of the season because I don't have the NFL Network in my studio. So I only get to watch the first half of the season, which I'm kind of okay with.
Scooby Bayless said that Carmel Anthony will have the worst year of his career this year.
Dude, he really hates you, Jeff.
Oh, boy, that's addressed towards you, Jeff. You're the big Knick fan.
He's a douchebag.
He doesn't think Carmelo's going to have a great year.
You know, I really think he's out to get you, Jeff. I'm being serious. First, he speaks negatively about San Diego, and then he talks about Carmelo Anthony having a bad year potentially.
Did anybody ever notice that when it comes to I hate Skip Bayless, that it's Jeff? So I think Skippy's trying to do all he can to get at Jeff in every way possible.
Well, keep trying to get under my skin, douchebag, but you're not gonna until you actually take the debate. Hey, Skip, that's why we have an award named after you called the Skip Bayless Douche Canoe Award.
He really is a douche canoe.
Skippy Bayless said that he would win any debate, pick'em leagues, or fantasy football.
Come on, man.
Debate?
Come on,
go ahead,
let's go.
Jeff.
Debate me. See, he's got a big mouth, but the problem is he's afraid to freaking debate me.
He may be listening to the show right now, seriously.
So debate me, jackass.
With these comments, I'm not kidding here.
Skippy Bayless said that John Farrell should be fired and that the contracts don't mean anything because he's dragging the Red Sox organization down the tubes.
Got a god-dang stinking extension, you stupid idiot. How the crap do you fire him after the fiscal year?
Wait, hold on. With all due respect, he is fighting cancer.
Yeah, he's fighting cancer, and they're probably going to give him another shot next year, you stupid idiot. Jeez.
Cancer or not, you can't deny the fact the Red Sox have been garbage for the last 2 years.
Correct.
I resent that statement. The White Sox.
You can resent it all you want, but he fell into a team that was a Bobby Valentino team, and then he won the World Series day. That was it.
Hey,
that's not his team.
The highlight of the year is looking at that beautiful Skype profile picture because there you go. And Jeff's ready for Thursday to get here. So is Josh because it can't come fast enough.
No, well, it can come fast enough. See, look at Hoyle. Hoyle said he'll debate him. I know he will. Hey, don't forget tomorrow's show. Okay? Tomorrow's show, we got a special announcement coming on right after we do our interview with our Patriots writer tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Sean will love that.
Yeah, big interview. Yeah, we got a Patriots writer coming on tomorrow, so that's going to be fun. And then we got a big interview, surprise and announcement after that. So all you bitches better stay tuned for that because that's going to be a lot of fun.
Skippy Bayless said that Jason Garrett's a better coach than John Fox.
Yeah, but okay, John Fox has been to 2 Super Bowls.
You're hitting the freaking You're hitting the straw, Mr. Bayless. You're hitting that pushing line.
Hey, Jeff, that's kind of addressed towards you since he says that Jason Garrett is better than John Fox.
No, it's addressed to me and Frank, you
Yes, and, well, Jeff, too,
Chicago.
Because, look, Garrett gets a 5-year extension, and Jeff, you pointed out, do you think he's going to make it past his entire 5 years?
He's not going to make it past the 5-year extension, just like John Farrell ain't making it past the 5-year extension.
Oh, you had to bring Farrell in. Oh, my Lord. Jeez.
Skippy Bayless said that Sean Payton is the most overrated coach in the NFL.
That's addressed towards you, Shabba.
Doesn't a Super Bowl ring look nice on him?
If they had a country for obvious, Sean would win the election every year. Oh, that's addressed to your team. Oh, that's addressed to your team. That's addressed to your team.
Hey, let's run to our final update of the day. Take it away, Josh Lopez, with the final update of the day.
Alrighty. Final Sports World Radio update of the day. This update is brought to you by SportsWorldRadio.com and Sports Shorts. Go to swr.com/SWR Sports Shorts. Let's take a look at the scores right now. We have the one final today from the baseball world as the Diamondbacks beat the Colorado Rockies 6-4. Other games right now, we have Tampa Bay at Baltimore. Toronto's up 1-0 against the Indians, 0-0 in New York. Marlins are taking on the Braves. They're up 2-0. Top of the second, 0-0 Yankees, Red Sox. Reds at Cubs, Mariners at Houston, White Sox at Twins, Tigers at Royals. The Pirates are at the Brewers, Nationals at Cardinals. Another game is a day-night doubleheader in Colorado as the Diamondbacks take on the Rockies. LA at the Angels, the Angels at the Athletics. Rangers at the Padres. That's interleague action. And then the late night game, the San Francisco Giants at the Los Angeles Dodgers. NFL news today. It was announced that Fred Jackson is taking a physical with the Seattle Seahawks since he was released from the Buffalo Bills the other day. Also, it was announced that Amaro, the tight end for the New York Jets, will be out for the rest of the year for the New York Jets. Who's huffing and puffing? Anyway, this update's been brought to you by the Flipper. Go to Flipper. We're going to a break. We'll have more Skip Bayless Bash Hour after this commercial break.
Welcome to the Man Manual. Man comes with a multifunctional casing known as skin. It is remarkable. Warning, standard body wash can cause damage to man's skin. Maintain it properly with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. It cleans man and protects skin from dryness. This will keep man's skin remarkable, even under extreme testing. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. Skin care built in. Also, freshen man's exterior with new Aqua Impact Body Wash.
Why does consultant Jerry Howells stay at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think. Synergistic integration. Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hello there. I'm a famous actor. Pretty sure you know who I am. And when I want to know what's going on in the sports world, I tune into Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow Show, man, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday right here on Sports World Radio. All right, boys, we're in the middle of the Skippy Bayless Bash Hour. Let's continue.
So we continue on with the Skippy Bayless Bash Hour at 33 minutes after the hour. What the crap did that moron say?
No, I'm kidding. Skippy Bayless.
Hey, do we have more shocks, by the way?
Yes.
Okay.
We got another division quote. So, yes, another 4 teams to root for. Here we go.
I better get the shock-o-meter.
You ready, Frank? This is for the NFL.
Let's go. Shock-o-meters.
Skippy Bayless said that my...
How does one even survive this torture?
It sounds like you really need to go to the bathroom, Frank. All right, go ahead.
He said my Houston Texans will beat my Indianapolis Colts, my Tennessee Titans, and my...
Oh, that went dead quickly. Yeah.
Jacksonville Jaguars to win the AFC South.
We got to fix the shock-o-meter here.
Correct.
Dude, how does somebody, first of all, live through all of this torture?
I don't know.
Should Skip Bayless's face be all black right now and his hair be all gone?
The Texans winning that division, give me a break. I still got... The Colts look a lot better than the Texans do, Skippy. You are so full of it.
The Texans don't even have a real quarterback, you freaking
I don't think J.J. Watt can play quarterback, can he? That guy is fun to watch.
Yeah, I don't think...
Skippy Bayless said that The Simpsons is a bad TV show and it should be taken off the air.
I agree. It should be. Actually, I will agree with Skip Bayless on that. The Simpsons for the last 15 years have sucked.
Maybe he's saying take off the episodes even with the 90s, the ones from the 1990s ones.
That's okay. I can watch. I got them on DVD.
Skippy Bayless said that Sweet Caroline is the worst sports song in the entire world.
You are full. I sang Sweet Caroline when I was at Fenway, you little shit. I did very well with that when I was there in May. I cannot believe what I've been hearing. That was a great song, you moron.
I have to agree with Skip here. I'd rather listen to a fight song than that song.
Hey, I had to listen to your Go, Go, White Sox, we're gonna win today.
Hey, it's called tradition, you freaking hump.
It sounds like it's not good.
It's tradition. Don't give me that crap.
That is, dude. I'll admit about Go Go White Sox by Captain Stuckey and the Buccaneers 1959. That is a catchy tune.
Yeah, exactly.
That is a catchy tune.
Frank's not even a Sox fan.
I even know who wrote it.
Frank, it sounds like a high schooler college song when I have to listen to Go Go White Sox.
Chicago's proud of you.
Dude, can I say, please do not. Your singing really sucks. Where's Simon Cowell? We need him.
Hey, I was talking. I wasn't singing.
Hey, what kind of aftershocks if you're going to get on me about my singing?
Okay. I just did.
Yes.
We got some nice live listeners today. 37 people. That means we're going to have a lot more after today's show.
Damn right, man. I'm telling you, there's 37 people listening to us live right now. These sons of bitches ain't even chatting. What's the matter with you? You afraid or something? Say hello.
Yes, tell us what you think of Skip Bayless.
We won't bite you.
What else did that stupid Skippy Bayless say?
Dude, that was kind of gross. We won't bite you.
Unless you want us to.
Jeez.
Skippy Bayless said that Pablo Sandoval ranks as the fattest and underachieving sports player in all sports.
Really?
Totally 100% agree with that statement.
Sure, yeah. Typical Escow. Agreeing because Pablo had a bad year. That you leave the Panda alone. He had one bad year. It's a whole new year in 2016, folks.
Hey, let me ask you this. What was he doing in the bathroom at Turner Field looking at Instagram? I can figure that out. I'm a man. I can figure that out.
Hold it. He was in the bathroom. That was in the month of June. It's September, for crying out loud.
Yeah, I can tell you what he was doing. Dude, I can tell you what he was doing. Trust me.
Yeah, what?
It was since June, and he still hasn't hit over 20 home runs.
Dude, I'll tell you this, listen, Sean, heterosexual males have been guilty of this.
He was flicking the wrist. That's what he was doing.
All right, and I made him a rat bastard of the month, but you know what? That was back in the month of June. And
so you don't have the right to yell at us for it.
Hey, wait a minute.
Right. Shut up.
Every player has their ups and downs.
Mm-hmm.
But listen, I'm not going to do what Pablo Sandoval does during work.
All right, last Skippy quote of the day. Skippy Bayless said that Don Orsillo is the worst commentator in baseball history, and that Skip would have done a better job on that.
Skippy, you would have sucked on Nesson. Don Orsillo was a great voice, and I enjoyed listening to him from 01 to now, you little twerp.
Yeah, I have a question. Why is he being shown the door? Really? That's cruel.
I'm mad at Nesson for doing it in the first place. Now
I'm mad too. I'm mad at the Red Sox, Nesson. I'm mad at whoever's responsible for this.
There's a lot of angry Red Sox fans these days with that.
Don Orsillo is a fine broadcaster to listen to. Him and Jerry Remy, they're a
great team. You bet.
Chemistry. They're two. What's with somebody hate Don Orsillo badly?
That brings the end of today's Skippy Bayless Bash Hour. Has some more quotes for you tomorrow, you freaking humps.
Yeah, you freaking humps.
Yeah, with plenty of Sweet Caroline coming your way to Josh Lopez.
That's right.
Yeah.
The Skippy Bayless Bash Hour is brought to you by Sports World Radio Sports Shorts. Head on over to swrsportshorts.com/SWR Sports Shorts and sign up today. What is it? I'm not even looking at the website.
No, you got it right.
Did I get it right? That was totally a guess.
Yes.
It's swrsportshorts.com/SWR Shorts. That's what it is. There you go. Don't forget, tomorrow we got a big announcement coming in right at the top of the second hour of the show, so get ready for that.
I had one Stephen A. Smith quote for Stephen A. Smith Bash Hour, Jeff. Is that okay with you?
Sure.
Stephen A. Smith said that Floyd Mayweather is a role model.
I want to agree
he's the greatest fighter in the world.
Okay, so I guess you approve of him beating women.
Yeah, exactly. How does that make somebody a role model?
Exactly. If you think that's a role model, then we got a major problem on our hands, don't we,
Dude, that makes him a punk.
Well, quite frankly, I think his judgments are quite unjust because everybody's out to get Floyd.
Doesn't matter. He beat women. End of discussion.
Well, I'm talking about him being the best fighter in the world.
You said he's a role model. He's no role model if he's beating women.
Correct. I said he's a role model because he's the best fighter in the world.
He's not a role model. He beats women.
All right, I get you.
You're not going to win that one. And neither will Stephen A. Smith. Because the first thing anybody's going to think about when they hear Mayweather's name is he beats women, not that he's a boxer.
Dude, that's appalling. It really is.
Correct.
Johnny
and he's never going to overcome that.
What about Manziel?
Yeah, all right. 40 minutes after the hour, Johnny Manziel's mystery elbow injury wasn't surprising to everyone in the league. One NFL team flagged Manziel for tendinitis in his throwing elbow, commonly known as tennis elbow or golfer's elbow, leading up to the NFL draft.
I got an idea, Johnny. Stop playing golf.
And tennis.
Maybe he comes down to San Diego and plays golf with Heskau, and Jeff can give him some tips about not hurting his elbow playing golf.
I highly doubt that, dude. I highly doubt that.
An official from a separate team closely evaluating quarterbacks in that year's draft said the elbow tendinitis was not part of its Manziel file. Teams have their own medical doctors that can produce different results during pre-draft player evaluations.
Then get a new doctor. Get a new doctor then.
Wait a minute. What's he going to do? Charge that doctor money just like he charged? Remember that, Josh? The Texas A&M back in July?
Mm-hmm.
When asked whether the Browns knew about the elbow before the draft, the team says, quote, "I'm sure there was something in the medical reports about it, but it had been managed. I think it just got to the point where it flared up." So Johnny Manziel dealing with a sore elbow, even maybe going back to last year. He is still competing with Josh McCown for the starting quarterback job.
Well, there goes his NFL career because you got elbow injuries and you already can't throw the football. What are you going to do next?
Be a bust like Tim Tebow and go join some sports.
Yeah, let me run the football. Yeah, even though I'm a quarterback.
Just like this, Frank. Even Chip
Colin
Kelly.
Kaepernick.
Yeah, even Chip Kelly, Frank, is impressed with Tim Tebow, and Tim Tebow's ready to bring religion to the NFL.
I tell you what, I've seen Tim Tebow. I've been surprised with what I'm not surprised. I have been impressed, but I want to see Tim Tebow do what he does against first string defense.
Oh my God!
Wow, Josh, you're sitting there shaking your head.
Here, let me ask you this:
he's not even a real quarterback. He just runs.
You only won one playoff game, Frank.
You're killing me.
Well, that's more than RG3, isn't it?
Yeah, but
that's more than RG3.
The only exception with Tebow is that he shouldn't bring religion to the NFL. Jeff, you're tired of it.
Hey, the religion has nothing to do with him not being a real quarterback.
Correct.
Wait, isn't that freedom of speech, though?
No, yeah, hard to say, but you don't bring religion into the NFL. There's no point to that. That's stupid.
Yeah, but
hey, if he wants to do it, then do it.
Oh,
that's
Lord.
Yeah, dude, he's not shoving his faith down your throat, is he?
No, but NFL players are focused on playing the game, not wanting to learn about religion. Keep that to yourself. Even the NFL players need to do that.
LeBron James does that stuff too, but nobody ever rips him for it.
Exactly. Thank you, Mr. Josh, you humpy glue. Lopez.
44 minutes after the hour, another quick story. Bart Starr, who is 81 years old, says he's ready to honor Brett Favre. As you all know, the Packers and the Bears play Thanksgiving night in Green Bay, and Bart Starr says he's ready to honor Brett Favre by retiring his number.
And we all know what happens when teams have celebration or retirement jerseys, right? They lose.
And you want to see that happen on Thanksgiving night, Josh.
Correct.
You want to see the Bears just go into Green Bay win.
Listen, Hump. I was there the night Mike Dick had Monday Night Football when it was sub-zero temperatures, and Mike Dick had his number retired. The Bears won that game 45-28.
Correct.
Despite Jeff, before we get to the final commercial break, this coming from Brett Favre, who even says at 45 he could still play in the NFL.
Really?
Yes.
Physically, or maybe let me say this: he could probably play from the standpoint of the playbook and all of that, but can he do it physically?
I don't think so.
Then he can't play.
And on that note, final commercial break.
You're listening to Jeff Escow, Showman, Frank Sprinkle, Josh Lopez on
SportsWorld
Radio.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family. We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, "Is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us." And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too.
Don't wait until it's too late. Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hello there. I'm a famous actor. Pretty sure you know who I am. And when I want to know what's going on in the sports world, I tune into Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. All right, here we go, boys. Final segment of the show. Where are we going, bitches?
47 minutes after the hour, one of the big stories that we get to as we're getting to the conclusion and the wraps of Sports World Radio, Yankees general manager Brian Cashman announced today that Mark Teixeira will be out 2 more weeks for the New York Yankees, which could maybe jeopardize their playoff chances, even though they are currently leading the American League wild card. What's your guys' thoughts about Teixeira being out for 2 more weeks?
They're done.
Dude, Toronto's the hottest team in the American League right now.
They're done. It's somebody from the other position, the wild card, will take the Yankees spot. They're done.
Even if Teixeira were in the lineup, they wouldn't be good enough to go to get into the World Series anyway.
It's a retirement home. That's the Yankees. They just got a bunch of old freaking bums. They're happy to play good because the AL East is the worst division in baseball.
Right now it is, because it's not as big as it used to be, Josh, when it was always a battle between, for a long time, it was always the Red Sox and the Yankees division. They were always both battling that division out, but right now it's just weak, and things have really changed. Like, the rivalry's not as big as it used to be between Boston and New York, and now you've got new teams starting to take over the AL East. Like, last year it was the Orioles. This year it's the Blue Jays.
Now, let me ask you this. So, we always talk about, like, Joey Crawford needing to retire or Skip Bayless needing to retire. Why isn't Vince Scully retiring? The guy is too old to be calling baseball games. Get him out of there.
I'll say this. Vin has outlived my grandfathers. The guy is 88 years old. My grandfathers did live into their... Actually, my grandfathers came close to their 80s. They didn't live into their 80s. Claimed they were both 79. But hold on. Can I speak about Josh's point? Vince Scully said in all probability, even though not 100%, this could be his last season, 2016. You guys hear about that?
I think it's the best choice right now. Vince Scully is a great play-by-play man. He's called lots and lots of L.A. Dodger games, even back in the days of the Brooklyn Dodgers. But there's a time that needs to say, I can't do it anymore. I want to enjoy retirement before I leave the earth peacefully. So I think that his time has come. He's done a great job, and you got to give him props.
You don't think Vince Scully can broadcast baseball anymore?
I think he's done, Frank. I think if he wants, from what you're saying, from your story that you just said right there, if he's got one more year in him and he wants to do it for one more year, then that's fine. But it's time to realize that time is catching up with him.
I think he's in good health to do the games. Now, granted, as far as his health goes, from the standpoint of the actual traveling, Vince Scully has not traveled, I don't think within the last decade. But I'm going to tell you guys this. For me, and Josh, this was before you were born. Sean, you were only 2. But for me, Vince Scully is the voice of Saturday afternoons because he used to be one of the play-by-play guys in the mid and late 1980s on the NBC Saturday Baseball Game of the Week. So for me, I see Vince Scully growing up as one of the play-by-play guys on NBC Sports for their baseball coverage. Saturday afternoon baseball, and of course he was doing the Dodgers at the time. I did listen to some games that he did from the 80s, mid and late 80s. I was fortunate enough to go to one of the Game of the Weeks that the Cubs were in against the Giants at 89. Vince Scully's, in terms of the energy, you can tell that he had a lot more energy back then. But to me, I will always associate Vince Scully as the voice of Saturday afternoons in the summer.
I think it's also time for Mr. Al Michaels and Bob Costas to go away as well.
What? Oh, God bless America.
I disagree,
They're so
Josh.
boring, man.
They
bring nothing to the podcast.
Louise. Al Michaels is like a sports talk.
Bob Costas is the most overrated douchebag TV broadcaster I've seen in my life.
Oh, God bless America. Oh, God, that was... I completely disagree with you. You ought to hear him do a baseball game. Yeah, well, you can disagree all you want, but my opinion is stated. I'm going to be honest. I would love to talk baseball for 1 hour with Bob Costas. Just me and Bob Costas talking baseball.
What? So you have Bob Costas not even talk the sport with you, just read stuff off the teleprompter?
Read stuff off the teleprompter. You trying to tell me Bob
He
Costas?
doesn't even come up with his own opinions. He has people do his research like Skip Bayless.
Oh, so you're
I never
Bob
get the
Costas
appeal
to
of
Skip
Bob
Bayless.
Costas.
And Al Michaels, is he the same too?
He doesn't bring anything to the broadcast either. He comes with some sarcastic comics here and there, and that's it.
Very opinionated.
Wow.
They have to be, though.
They have to be opinionated and they have to be unbiased and
Here's
try
the
to
thing, though.
talk
They're
about every
permanently
team.
television guys. I prefer radio because radio, see, what these guys do, Al Michaels, Bob Costas, they're television play-by-play guys. I prefer radio because I paint the picture. I don't talk over the picture.
It's been amazing when you think about it as we get closer to the end here, just how big broadcasting has become. Think about the fact that this year in the entire NFL, how people will mourn Frank Gifford. It's amazing. Monday Night Football to me was big growing up because Dan Deerdorf, Frank Gifford, and Al Michaels were a great team. They called a lot of memorable games when I started watching Monday Night Football in the mid-'90s. They were fun to watch. I wasn't a big fan of having Dennis Miller on. I remember when Al Michaels, there was one year, Al Michaels, Dan Fouts, and Dennis Miller, all three of them called that Monday night game, and everybody said Dennis Miller was not the answer for Monday Night Football because he was more of a comedian. That was 2000. Go ahead, yeah.
When I think of Frank Gifford, here's what I think of when I think of Frank Gifford. I think of the helmets crashing and dun 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 dun.
True.
No, I'm just saying because Frank Gifford would be you would have like an act, and then you'd hear somebody go, "Are you ready for some football?" And then Frank Gifford's voice would come in, mentioning the Chicago Bears. Frank Gifford. You think of Frank Gifford, I think of him as Mr. Monday Night.
Yeah, and of course, my thoughts and prayers continue to be with Kathy Lee Gifford as she has made more tributes to her husband because of all the stuff that he did with Monday Night Football, and of course,
the Giants. He was a hell of a football player too. Let's not forget, he was one of the toughest players for his era.
So we've lost some really, pretty big names, even though we don't talk about.
Will the Giants have a decal? I assume they will.
Oh, they will. They'll have some kind of tribute, or they'll have
decal on their helmet.
Yeah, FG like on their helmet or their jerseys. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And let's see, going back to baseball, we were talking about the Yankees too, just getting a little bit of broadcasting. Yes, the Yankees, of course, currently leading, Josh, as you said, they're leading 4 games over the Texas Rangers. Texas, and how about this? The Minnesota Twins, of all teams, is still not out of this thing, as they're even battling with Texas for that number 2 wild card. The question is, though, this is the final month almost of the season. Can Minnesota stay with both the Yankees and Texas? I think it's going to be very tough.
No.
You don't?
No. I'm sorry for the residents in Minnesota land.
Hey, Frank, what's your thoughts? Can the Twins stay with both the Yankees and Texas?
I think it's going to be tough. Listen, I think it's going to be tough because look at all of those teams that are in contention for that wild card in the American League. At least the number 2 spot, because if you get the number 2 spot, you're in that great one-game playoff, Sean, that I love dearly and Major League Baseball. Yeah, I bring that up, don't you? Because I bring that up just to get a reaction out of you.
I know, but I think what you're going to
It's going to be tough.
Get ready for what could be a really interesting final month of the season, as we know that it goes all the way to October 4th. And for some reason, if the Yankees, like you say, Josh, if they're old and if this team just collapses and folds and maybe blows it, there's going to be, in my opinion, a lot of negativity in the Big Apple, which could result in the removal of Joe Girardi as manager. I would even say don't rule out Brian Cashman as general manager. He has had to face a lot of pressure throughout the years because every year everybody wants the Yankees to win a World Series. Not the case.
Do you think that's really the case anymore? Because here's the thing. Under George Steinbrenner, there was always that determination, but George Steinbrenner passed away, I would like to say 5 years ago?
That was 2010, and that was
5 years ago.
That was with the All-Star game when they were in Anaheim. Mm-hmm.
Are the Yankees really the same organization now that George Steinbrenner is no longer – obviously is no longer with us now that he has passed on. Because remember, George Steinbrenner used to be about winning the World Series every year. It's just he had crazy ways of doing it before he was suspended.
When you look at the Yankees, okay, they won it in 2009, and ever since then, things have just kind of gone downhill for them. They ended up losing to the Rangers in 6 games. Texas, I think, was an underdog, and they beat them in the ALCS. 2011, the Tigers. 2012, Tigers. No postseason in 2013 and no postseason in 2014. So all this talk about how the Yankees are expected to be good every year, not the case, because they go out and buy a lot of old veteran stars. For the Yankees to be competitive, they need to go young again. Time is catching up with Alex Rodriguez, Mark Teixeira, CC Sabathia. The time is catching up with these other guys.
Sabathia's done. He should retire.
Sabathia is not the same as he was in 2009 and 2010.
Hey, we got to get the flock out of here. I want to thank everybody for sharing their day with us. I hope you had fun. I know we did too. I want to thank Roy Cummings from Tampa Tribune coming on talking to us about the Tampa Bay Bucks. Remember, you only have one life to live. Live it long, live it strong, and live it proud. And please don't forget, life may suck, but the alternative is unacceptable. Peace out, everybody. Until tomorrow, for Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, Josh Lopez, Frank Sprankle, this has been Sports World Radio.
Bye.
Shut up, Skip.
Hey, boys, Stimpy. We sure had fun today, kid. So long, kids. Come on, Stimpy, say goodbye.
Where are we going?
The show's over. See you next time.
Next time? When's that?
Pretty soon. Don't worry.
Pretty soon? How long is that?
In a little while, man. Goodbye, folks.
Goodbye, folks.